I reviewed this video and then abruptly, am I a legend? Well, out of everyone in my family of origin, I'm not a rapist, murderer, and thief. So I'm just remembering a conversation that I had with a police officer a few, maybe like an hour ago. Asked for my phone number, said I may not be able to pay for my phone bill soon, so can you add my email address? He's like, yes. Porque I am a huge supporter though, so that people can get to where they need to. Not everyone likes having a cell phone or even a phone in their home for communication. So not like not every victim wants to have a phone. And they don't want to. Some people don't want to get a phone exclusively to follow up on a police case. So the option to add an email address of a victim is convenient to some and is something that email follows one if one keeps up with checking it at the library. It's like a permanent thing, not like a phone call that one misses. What if one will check one's email address on time? My goodness. An important event or situation when they should reply to. When I was a child, not only I'm a victim, but I also observed the patterns of how a lot of my family of origin are being left without money so that they couldn't communicate with authorities. It's not like we invented the email or I invented the email. There are a lot of people like my parents. And they're like, okay, that's what it is. They never does cocaine. If you support that, then we'll go on to support it too. Or we already supported that thing. So I was thinking from a power perspective, my family wasn't even that powerful, but they're so pestered and annoying. There when one like surges from thousands of people. Some people in the family get rehabilitated, and then people can go through with progress for the moment because we seem to be just really stuck. At least a few years ago. What else is? Um, so there's no electricity in my apartment. Oh, they're stupid. From the perspective of the meeting about social media, they went on to tell me about who had slept with who in my home without my permission. I'm like, ew, that's not what social media is for. That's not even networking, qué asco. I have no friends. What else? I'm financially stable. I plan to travel planner before we get a planner as well. I rubbed the chocolate into my hand because there's money and lotions. Chocolate bath. I don't know person touching his lips anytime soon. Mm, mm. And listen. God, that's what they labeled me. Ew. They're slow. That happened when I was like 3 years old. They're stupid and slow. They're waiting for me to name a price of a new prostitution. I wouldn't ever. And if I prostitute myself legally, or it's legal, it's like an individual give and take of a conversation of what that person would offer. You have to be a really hard guy and not for the need of money. And they want to know like a number so that they can decide for themselves if what they get paid legally is good or not. Stupid. They're stupid. You can decapitate you with that video. Sindi ka rin sa kanya masarap. What else? I'm born. She thought that by trafficking me into poverty that I was just my sex life. Yeah, for her to offer herself to people and so she's better than she do. And then my siblings are my teachers for people that don't want their privacies invaded. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. Oh, that's that leads to the arts residences view. So I'm sitting here tonight. I need to shop. I'm shopping. Shoes. I need to pick up a Target. Look at them. Oh, that's it. That is it. Like what? This is all I could afford would be those canvas shit. at Michael's or Hobby Lobby that get just as dirty as quickly as possibly lasts around. That would be like, that's all I can afford. I don't know. It's like this. I need to stay true to what I might. What else? Those are cute though. And they sometimes come in black. They get just as dirty though. What is it? Right. Again, the relative, they look really good, but I want to paint on them or do something. I'll walk into Hobby Lobby and be like, oh, shoot. And right now, I'm being so abused at all time to paint on them, or someone be like, le puse tal color because it'll happen to them. And they're like the t-shirts that I bought and the leggings I bought. So if you get one and you want to add a little bit of black, buy two leggings at CVS. And then you buy t-shirts on Hobby Lobby in the same colors that you painted the shoes. You can alternate like I can give it to her. There's purple I want. Yesterday I had a navy top, different leggings. So that one doesn't have to get into I'm not a legal prostitute. I don't like some of them and they want to take me hostage. They're even men. Anyways, yeah. Some of them are mistaken that my vagina is naturally wet with a sign that's wet for them when they make us. It would just be that I enjoy sex. What else? You can you can decapitate house. How's that for the picture of mine? Don't give it a listen. There's time to. Those are cute. I know I paid for my phone and I got myself a bus. So that's like my loan. Those 159. There's those white ones from the baby too. That would have worked. Oh, Target has one for 14.99. What is it? The one, yeah. That is the one. I like my stance. So that's why I like the harder shell. But the other one feels like a manipulative. Awesome. The people at Target they have interrupted conversation. Minutes and be like, she thinks that the harder shell makes it a better murder weapon for the people that she can get back towards. Lord, why maybe not even about me specifically. Those are cute. I like the universal thread. I had a pair in 2022 that I wore with a white t-shirt and like a grayish material. I wore with a hunter green t-shirt too. It looked really cute with that. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I don't like wearing dresses and sandals or skirts inside buses. Like sometimes like people slap behind. I don't want it touching me. even if it's dry, even if the seed is dry. That's also why it's encouraged that you change your clothes when you get home. Don't get in your on your bed. Huwag ka na yun. How about what else? What else? Caught sushi was caught there's so much room for this. I need to brush it. And now there's afterface and afterglow. Okay, what else? And now this is before the sun. It's something to be like a big deal. Jesus Christ. And he didn't need it to get them, but broke his may not have been his thing anyways. Porque I was so close in my early teens, and I failed because I didn't have a way to brag publicly that I was happy with the results. It's what I was told. Because some people kept up the hype that yes, we're a peaceful planet, yes, we're a peaceful planet, and nothing happened. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm born. I'm bored. Everything that my parents have said that I can do, I've done. So exciting. And don't be jealous if you are like, I also ended a war. Forget it takes a lot of people in different places. It's like gospel. And I may be the one with the most movies while I'm here. So they like tug and hype up my vagina. I would be like, cringe. They're predators. And she's amongst like thousands of people that terrorize her. What's they can't be terrorized. Like, there's a lot of them that get targeted just for their looks, and people take advantage of them. So lower birth rates isn't always a sad thing. They start money. Porque they read the they're like there. She's managing her leaves money. When they read it like manage your money, and then they're like, oh, how to manage your money. Some of them stick to the time to they're like, I don't want to be campaigning for her just because I attended school with her, just because I'm a relative of her parents. So they get mad. They're like, I'm a business. behave, and I don't want like to be campaigning for her with my bad behavior. What else? What else? What else? The trespass. Sunday, my family come to it's hard as hell. You know? It's scary. But it's about what is that? Maybe to some people think I would never come here. I don't remember my life just vegetables and people are like, just say eat the donut. And others people are like after my death, I'm not gonna remember that I ate the donut. And yeah, what are their problems? This weekend is so fun. Oh, that was April 10th. Easter. That's so fun. Once again, my daddy loves putting us anxiety over people in other parts of the world ever hurting him. And people are like, you should never have anything to worry. It's not terrorism, it's internal. And the people that you get close to, that's turned out to be the case. That's why I don't have a bodyguard ever. That's someone that I met through my parents. I'm like, I want to meet people. Take me to Mexico. Take me to places so I can date. And they're like, why don't you travel? I don't know because we already have mistakes. Like, there is whether you want to participate. Really don't right. So they did us so wrong. And they invited five Spaniards there. They invited some Martinez. They come to Scotland and have already come back with babies. My second cousins, Sarah Francis was there. That's so I spent the whole time like, no, no, thank you. They were such a to harass me. And she's like, this is the 40 party and we're not going to be naked. I'm like, that's not my thing. It's like I like from the perspective of meeting picture. And this isn't exactly what I asked for. But nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, girl. Nice to meet you. What else? What else? What else? They could have rehabilitated themselves when they were Hill Air Force Base. Some of them, like, sorely like, consider siblings to some. That is what intrigued me to speak more to her. She's like, sex. I'm like, no. I'm like, so if our parents are all getting it on together, getting it on them for a moment, I'm like, so do some people see us as siblings? What else? What else? What else? So from the perspective that she doesn't upset and her kid is always very polite to JJ Human and the other way around. I didn't mind that JJ and Human really too. Playgrounds to play in with her kid and it was just the other kid. That's where she was. Doesn't have a conversation with people like that in the presence of my siblings that are instigators. So it was mutual respect while she was with me. And I never thought about her like I had met her when she was a stranger. Only at that point I wondered. I'm like, so maybe we're being serious with like siblings to some people. Mistakenly or not. I don't know. I'm not either. What else? What else? Mhm. And that's so disrespectful. People traffic you and listen just to get my vagina picture to her. They're like, sad. I don't know. I see this picture. Supposed to that. I was like 18. Oh my god. What was that? What was her sibling? What? Was so that's why I don't talk behind the scenes. Look at they get hurt, and then they want to accuse one of why did you send the picture? It's like he took me hostage. And there's sadly women I've heard that have those conversations. The one that's in a serious relationship with him, and the one that is a rape victim. They fall into those patterns. They get to know each other and they talk to each other. And one's like, "But why did you send a picture? You shouldn't have." So I'm not gonna waste my time privately again in the presence of my siblings. They wanna be like metidos en la vida de ella, posiblemente trying to find out about her. So they may not even participate in those orgies for decades already. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? She was upset que porque si yo tengo un novio, there was a surround for me to do meeting new people. I'm like, that isn't my boyfriend. When she was referring to Benjamin Solomon sons that used to hang out with her in that room. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I asked my parents to take the trauma with me, and Liam Baker was there, I think, that day. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Oh, entonces I don't talk to my parents or to my siblings because they will listen. It's very disrespectful to people. Like there are people that are like, I can put in report him to the police that he's raped me. Pero contigo, señorita, your siblings are keeping you poor, so you run into him as an adult, so he rapes you to put you in jail for him raping you when he was little. Awesome. Kind of like they put Jason and I together in the same places as adults, but would I over doing this month? Never. I have no interest in dating this one. She was stressed that day. Although sorrow, she's like, but then like Why is he here? He don't have no interest in him. I've already been sending him vagina pictures and letters. I'm like, I'm not after him because he's here. And those are the exhibit the behavior of rape victim. It's like, okay, well, everyone get naked regardless if you don't like each other or not. What else? What else? You can decapitate Believer Lorenzo Acevedo, you can decapitate Marilyn Lorenzo Acevedo, you can decapitate Javon Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate Elisa Martinez if she steals from me, gets in the way of me receiving money, steals my money, steals my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles because she knows them based on that conversation. Take over Captain Dito. She thought it was a sorrow, or literally, I was just gonna head over to bed and get naked. I don't like if I'm gonna feel attracted to someone. I just say no directly to people. What else? What else? What else? It may have to do with height. That she may have been in orgies and people talk about me like, Arlene doesn't come to these orgies. And they try to turn me into a hot commodity so they get an invite. They're like, and I'm like, no. Pero I thought about asking her to dance with me. We kind of almost like plans, but I'm like, I don't want her to, like, as a colleague or mommy friend, like, I wouldn't mind going out to town and dining with her and dancing with her. But something like, did Lisa Hernandez bring up David Ledesma during those days? And some of my cousins, possibly. She's like, well, si tú no me compras una cartera, yo le voy a pedir a Luis Lorenzo que me compre una cartera. She tried to extort me, but I can't remember. Or if that was prior. But I'm like, why is it that I think that she brought up David Ledesma? But it possibly it wasn't in Utah. Maybe it was in Utah. I'm like, Mexicano David Ledesma? I don't know who that is. Well, possibly my head, like, knowing exactly what he looked like the last time that I had seen him. What else? So, anyways, I didn't want to be so too felt led on. So I didn't want to cancel her. Though I thought about it. Like she was better off spending her time with people that she wants to actually be with. What else? What else? I'm suffering from my sensitive officer that I talked to earlier, part of my language from I don't give a fuck. So it's not like I have a detailed image in my head of every person that has raped me or steals from me. So when I see them, I don't talk to them. I move on really quickly because those people I met very briefly too. What else? You can accompany this month that raped me in 2017, 2018, 2019. This is also why this stays. Porque no one wants to tell someone nothing for you if they've been in a serious relationship for a long time. No, I did say it to again. Pero there's so menoritas asquerosos que se violan. Que to me, that's not even his man. If it were his man, I wouldn't be suffering starvation and them trying to take me. But that's just because. I fear David Lewis invading my privacy and trying to break me and kill me. As an extension of the phone give it to me, then the kids will. So that's why I can have no problem. They're mocking for you and your sister. They're mocking for you. That's your husband. Working on this. Yes. So then I don't have to stress now for the next 30 days of having plans for this driver for rewriting with us. Hopefully, Delita Martinez was in traffic or so into Enamora. Every bus driver that drives with the 4 years of Dali Baby, show them those skills. Hoping that it wouldn't be investigated, hoping that I would die when I get to a grocery store. My dad probably funded Juliana, hoping that if I forget to talk to any of them, so they're like, well, because like, oh, is this ready? And she's like, even from home, she may get an apartment there if she sees them on the website based on her aesthetics that she likes. So they're coordinated on that starving crime. Like when I met David this one on November 28th, 2016, I got in this room bar. Well, he was a bouncer, so they do that. It's a position where I'd have to turn to him eventually, possibly. Due to my amnesia, and he's attractive to me. So, what is it? I didn't know that I already knew him. But I was tread with caution, anyways. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? That gives him an opportunity also to talk if it's like he's guilty, but if there's people pressuring him, such as my siblings, then he can expose them to the police if he hasn't already. And they have screenshots of conversations that have happened or registers of phone calls or meetings. What else? What else? What else? He has a right to counsel if he has a trial, but I feel like what is it that I called that earlier? I don't know if he's had to testify, but there's people that just get immunity to kill people like David Ledesma in self-defense without there being long traumas that would have never gone to that person. Seeking immunity to kill someone in self-defense through the court. I used to be music really audio blankets, Katie lip syncing. Yeah, that's so much fun. Or do I used to watch like one specific song, like at least a dozen people's lip sync. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Then I acquired 2009 and a Dabber in 20. What else is I I think a little couple of rate me that gets I don't hear your hate. Truly. What else? I haven't ever gone on to investigate if that was they're doing with it for a couple of pages. That's crazy. Kaya ko lang Lord. In the meantime, Jimmy and Nadine is trying to kill me. I mean, Jalitsa, so the Jalitsa can be what they believe is my past. So the Jalitsa can be with these guys. O Jalitsa, tratando de mantener a Ginny y Nadine para que no pueda estar con David Ledesma or the worst and I'm not talking. So, anyways, the company we don't focus on systems that replace money, nursing money. The company that a couple raped me on purpose. Was he of adult age? I can't remember. Back then, I talked to him. You can decapitate it to my penis if she stays in my home, so don't let permission. Steals my baby. Money. She bought some roses and a vagina picture to take a game. He joined the sexual harass them. They were allowed, they say their intentions decades before it happened. No one says, like, seriously. She just couldn't say, like, no, we have, like, una familia casi, como si fuera casi your mom's sibling. If they feel that way, I don't mind. They identify themselves like that. And they're so aggressive. They're so aggressive. Or maybe they don't want it to be seen that way, which so happens. So they should just introduce themselves and be like, hey, manager, I'm gonna put my into the audience. I'm gonna send this over. If their intentions are not opposed, I can't even close to that. But they cause them starvation just to have fun with the kid. Sometimes that I haven't even gone to find out what happened. I didn't actually, they expose themselves for the most part if they're gross. They go on to confess to people, they laugh about it. They're like, "Ah, ah, ah." And then le envío una foto yo. A fake Instagram. That's what I heard. Record. Record. Searching for this. So what is Quran? Record. Relative, substance. Outra que sim, sei só que tá meus amigos. Delete one to that. You see the what else? You can look up with listeners that stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles, gets in the way of me receiving money. You can look up with my home against shadows on his sons that rape me. He's stealing money, I'm living here somewhere. I don't know what happened. You can look up with the delete something that I don't know. If she stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicle, steals my money, and gets in the way of your also, I have a connection to these people besides at least. So that's why I don't need to cry with them. Be like, oh my god, did they really take us hostage? And they're like part of the problem. So I'm not embarrassed that I spent some holidays with people that I had met in my childhood. Possibly someone that my parents consider a sibling to me, even though we won't ever speak. What else? 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 What's gross is the deceit that they have sometimes behind the scenes. I don't want to find out about it because, again, I said she and I were just getting on, however, fighting over Dick. And behind the scenes, in the presence of the wrong people, they would have put us to fight with that crucifixion that they got from David Ledesma. Then they go on. Instead of seeing us right, they're like, but did you know that le envió una foto de su vagina a David Ledesma? And then they may get mad. They're like, why is she putting herself out there, exposing herself out there to him like that? If she doesn't like him, what is she after? And they take out of context sometimes. And one says, I'm a rape victim. They're like, that's not how it was explained to me. Trying for them to process it What else? 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 They're just instigators, so I'm bored. I'm bored. I just need to manipulate what was any better kid than like it's a kid that attended school with my kid up here in this planet. What else? 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 Um, I try to get one to come before the season. I put one to come. I have to get overtime. Then get sorry. And over to Central and get some slots, place corners, so nice. So let's still see. There's so many female behind this. Oh, so I put the wrong messages next thing out. Let's see. There's people that have immunity to COVID. That's been self-defense. They may not go through with pressing charges if there's like so many groupies behind him trying to get a vagina picture from me just to be lazy and not press charges towards everyone I've heard. Or they don't have the manpower to do so because the police is like from traffic. What is that? A semaphore stop working in a high traffic zone, so it's easier for police to direct the traffic with several cars like passing through instead of one at a time, everyone taking turns. Open their cell signs of the road that there's no traffic in, so people wait. So they're like their job is to do that, and then there's like the occasional like family that has a house fire that needs to be transported out of the home just before the police arrive and that sort of thing. So they possibly exhausted and they know that they have people that are after my vagina pictures. The manpower that San Antonio police has. So they say like this is not out of our jurisdiction. Maybe the FBI will take care of this. Hopefully not. Hopefully they arrest them all. They bound to go some system. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I feel good. I have to charge on my phone. I don't know. And then tomorrow over. Sometimes they slow me down. So long woman with a short church. So I visit tomorrow. I got coffee. Walk through. Sometimes I get the shows and everybody does so much. I mean, from Catholic charities, I'm relating to receive money. You can get the money in person through PayPal. It's a large card. This card is like $7. Depends on the straight to my heart. Really wants to shop INTAFA on the entire shop. My hope everything is family don't beware of the people that suggest that you remove your speech impairment by talking to them. They cause speech impairment. They steal from me. They steal my phone without one's permission. They steal one's vehicles to get under one receiving. And they try to lure one into talking to them. One wouldn't get their speech impairment away. Song to peace. And just talking to the right people. Like when I go pick up the shoes and say, here's a couple of shoes. They're saying thank you to the cashier saying yes. Where I bought this book. I think this pen I got it for really nice. Like my niece, if it was, I think I kept it not on purpose, but I think I forgot to return it. It's possibly from this one. Because I'm like, I didn't buy this. I think that's where I got it, but that's not uncommon that one signs a lease or a mortgage and keeps the pen. What else? 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 I'm bored. I'm bored. Is it a restaurant? I need to stay hydrated. Yes, I have like a few t-shirts, 3 pair of pants. I have no washer and dryer right now in my apartment. But at least I've been hand washing my socks, my leggings, my denim, my t-shirts. If my tax sends me money next month, and I have no money that's been gifted to me. I possibly plan to have like a t-shirt or two. People think like $3 each. And I like the colors. So I think covers the background, but I need to know about this one right. I would rather pick something like what else? What else? What else? I picked this for the fit of wearing leggings with extra large. So I can also fit. And not as small anymore, possibly large. My body's been building this, so what else? So I don't want stress. Like, oh my gosh, el nombre me desnuda y no ve que soy extra small para pensar que estoy grande. Is the bread butter of my fish is the bread y me regresa el no back because they're really getting up with people. They worry about like if she judges your face or what she judges your face teacher. You can have to do it in some music. Help me see this. And it's another also like the people for this. All my grandparents died before Instagram was made available. My parents cannot ignite on Apple. Even the captive habían soluciones de vida still for me and no ever seen me detectar me with the death of my grandparents. That hit replacement. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, Mhm. So we here. 5 minutes over time to get by 3:31 is this. The next one is 3. What else? The more story. So weekly ones of people. I didn't even remember that Michael Norman existed. For and were they like Maria? Creeping in. Yeah, that's a little bit like that. I'm like, oh, where is it? But I would have sex with it's a child. But I have to offer as far as sex. So they trafficked him into working on base in Tampa. Did he miss out on a trip? Or he's like, I could have been sealed. Like, oh, was the could have been sealed. Kid that happens sometimes. He may have been like, I could be sealed. Girl. And they had me working McDonald's first place. So I would run into Arlene to rape her. First, you think the captain had my son's so he's that rape? So I didn't know everything. I'm gonna run that rape for you, Jesus. Absolutely. Messenger. What's and the company sergeants, directs and crushes. You're gonna have to remember this also in person. Did you wait for running? Or reverse? There's two. There's two. My sibling ever rapes them saying I'm the oldest. So imagine Bill Gates doesn't this being founder of Microsoft and saying one of my siblings says I'm the oldest, so I'm gonna take all the money from Microsoft. Que me da la gana. Imagine if that happened. It's illegal. So basically, I just have influence. Possibly though, a penny more than husband. And my siblings go on to be like, I'm queen of the planet, I'm the oldest in my parents' home. And people were like, that's cute. You know, like Jimmy Jandali's dad said Susie and ladies and Arlene's presence. You're the princess of this home. Fucking you're my daughter, the only female that I have. But Arlene is queen based on her behavior and influence. My sibling wants to be like, oh, I'm older than me. So you must follow me. And she rapes them. They're stupid. They're stupid. They get infatuated over that shit. People say, and they don't know if they're being taken hostage. One explains it like they're just a hostage of hers. And they're like, wait till you have it to them. Okay, you're not walking me to the rest. I'm like, I'm so into her. And also that Tommy John song that is on my GoFundMe campaign was him. Is he also Vanessa Contreras? That's just like on Facebook. Porque that leech is trying to rape me so dedicated. He said that he would create Facebook accounts where I should pick a move to talk to him. None. Did his fingers hurt? Even if they to someone? When did I say send my GoFundMe campaign to Michael Norman? Why can't I find this? I didn't say his name. I was spiritual user. What's the difference? Their column is their hate towards me that reply for a piece. And then they have conversations about my of my I have nothing to all that is not what he does in the home. My parents arranged marriages for me based on my feelings with these niches and they're like she was bored all day. Like I'm on the phone with people like, oh so you raped her? Oh nice pussy. Oh look at this thing for sure. The people don't think they will tell them oh, sí, trae más cocaína. Okay. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? My parents are in their family trying to instill good habits. They're like, there's an art studio there. There's a nursery. There's two. There's kitchens. There's a cultura. What else can they do? 315 here. So something like the shoes at Target. Concern home. Yeah. And I had already thought I was gonna message Aiden Kim and Joyce around doing something. Like I had to make a point of visiting the library to make that happen, and then maybe I think general home wasn't the window. I'm done with this one too. Author. Where's one person? And God, has 20 different personalities. That picture kept showing up in 2020, and I posted it. If I talked to them privately, in one moment that Shyla told us he was following the fake being investors in people trying to get me to kill myself, but why? You can't get somebody from wanting to have sex with him, and he's such a turn on. Oh, the very beautiful he was. He saying that because it's like I couldn't control sleeping and I came out of so basically like before my clothes. What? That's nothing that I would like. Is a thief, murder, rapist. So I'm at the beach was and I thought like lindo to be here, pero no compone nada. Two of them actually that day. Was that him and Oliver? I'm like, where's my vehicle? Ew, there's that beach Jennifer Marie Vasquez full. I was just with Edgar thinking, do I have a baby with him today? At the beach. And my classmates from high school were there. And two of them showed up. And one of them said hi to me. I'm like, who is that? Like I kept staring at him. And he said, hi, Arlene. I'm like, maldito sea, malditos criminales. Malditos pendejos, por aquí que viven. No. That was that crash moment. I'm like, my BMW. I had at least 4 BMWs when I was 19. I paid at least for one of them. And these leeches went on to steal them and gratified people that raped them, and then they rape with my vehicles, with my money, with my homes. I'm under the impression that I have a personal home where I plan to be polyamorous with at least 7 men. That's been built. And they're like, Arlene's so slow, she's never inviting us, so they stole the key to my home. And they stay there with people that pretend to be me. You can decapitate Jennifer Marie Vasquez. You can decapitate Ginny Denalides versus Suarez. You can decapitate anyone that stays in my homes without my permission. Steals my vehicles. They're worse than hillbillies. They're so gross. They're disgusting. Dan un asco. Dan un asco. Son una basura, una asquerosidad. Lord.